How to style a home without taking away its personality.
Let's show the features of the home and make it really fun and vibrant.
And an update on how Jake and Phoebe are seeing the industry, the market, and the business.
The continual interest that agents are seeing in people wanting to buy properties from interstate is what's driving our market.
This is Foxy TV, episode 99. Thanks for joining us back here for another episode. We're one shy of the big episode 100, so make sure you are coming back next week as well, as we've got a big episode lined up. For this episode 99, Eva took the camera out to Seven Hills to an install there. She spoke to Phoebe and Jenessa at the property. Let's head there now.
So we're doing an install today. We're in Seven Hills. Wanted to really show some emphasis on how this one's going to be a little bit different to what we normally do. So I say all the time how it's really important that we style the boundaries of what that home needs. So we don't force a style on a home. I've gone on and on about that, about why we have a different inventory, everything like that, but I want to show you this one in particular because this house is super fun, it's got quirky attitude, it's just full of personality, and it's really important that we don't just bring the styling that dulls down that personality. We need to help the home sing, and that's why I wanted to show you how we're going to complement the home using pieces that really help to draw on all the unique characters of this home. So you walk in, you've got gorgeous blue and gold wallpaper. Come through here, you've got blue and white stripe wallpaper behind you, to this amazing yellow, really fun, funky wallpaper behind us with, look at that outdoor living space, it's just phenomenal. So what we need to do is retain this character. So we are styling with pops of yellow and pink. It's going to come together absolutely beautifully. We are going for a little bit of a luxy feel, so drawing on the chandelier, that sort of a feel. Then we are making sure that we don't cut off this view, so we're going to fabric dining chairs as well as lighter timbers that sort of draw up from the floor, because this dark Japan stain is gorgeous, but we can't keep carrying through the dark colours. We need to lighten it. Especially when you look up the hallway into the media space, we need to make it look inviting. So I want to show you how it all comes together.
So Jenessa, you were just saying there's something special about this colour theme.
I have had an inspo pic in my little folder for about a year, I would say, and it's yellow and pink, and Phoebe did the consult for this and she said, Jenessa, you can finally have your dreams to come through. So I was like, yes, we've got this beautiful pink wallpaper, but then they also have these amazing velvet bar stools. So we said, instead of getting to swap out, let's show the features of the home and make it really fun and vibrant. So we've played into that. We have gone gold and luxy and fun to play off these amazing wallpaper they've got in their house. So it's been a really fun one to style, and it's come up exactly how I wanted it to, so I'm very happy today.
What about the wallpaper? Because not everyone loves colourful wallpaper. People...
It is a very personal choice. This was a home, it wasn't just a house for these clients, so they really put their personal touches. So we wanted to play into that and make sure that other potential buyers can see that they can have fun with it. It's not just something that you might just scrap as soon as you bought the house, but you can make it look fun and trendy and homely if you kept it. So it doesn't necessarily mean someone's just going to rip it off the walls, because that would be really sad, because it is really, really beautiful. So we want to show the fun that you can have with something like this.
It's been a little while since we've spoken to Jake and Phoebe to get their thoughts on the real estate market and the home staging industry in Australia and Brisbane, Southeast Queensland. So we're going to join them here downstairs in the warehouse on this couch here to my right and get their thoughts. Some product placement. Well, it's not product, we're not selling them.
Have you got a big head or is that just loose?
That's my size head. How's the start of the year been?
Well, there you start.
Crazy. I think you might be a bit of a hermit if you haven't heard how good the Brisbane market's going. So the market itself is unbelievable. I think I read that there's a 22% shift. I could be marginally wrong. 22% shift in migration from the southern states up to here. So that's really reflected in what we're seeing as far as sales. I'm sure you would have seen across a lot of real estate agents' social media that property is selling, and it's selling really fast at really good prices. So we've had phenomenal groups through record open homes, at 80 groups, 70 groups through one open home to be followed up by the same thing the next day. We had one in Carindale which had 160 groups through across 2 days. So it was crazy, and it ended up selling for I think they thought they was going to go sub 1 mil, and it went up for 1.2 something. So it crazy numbers. This is the competition out there is very, very healthy, and if you're looking for a house at the moment, I don't pity you. No, I do pity you. I pity you. I do. I don't want to be in your shoes. Yeah, basically, because it looks like there's a lot of that. Yeah, the how quickly everything's selling, it's just unbelievable. None of our stock's staying out for more than 4 weeks, and to be honest, it led us to a bit of a what's the point in styling now sort of conversation that I've had with stylists, because if everything's selling and it's going to sell for a good price, where's the styling helping? But what we're seeing is there's properties sitting on the market still unbelievably unstyled, and then we've come in style that's sold for way more than they could have ever imagined very first open. So it's still about getting eyes on the property and getting those people to your door through the week.
And it's also, maybe it would have sold anyway, but if you can get a better result, why wouldn't you?
Well, that one in Carindale, they said that there was no way they ever in a million years thought it would ever go that high, and that the styling really helped.
And it would have
get
sold.
People. Yeah, it would have 100% would have sold.
Wouldn't have got the result that it had.
No, wouldn't have.
The numbers. I mean, we just had the biggest January we've ever had.
For those who don't run a styling company, January's real estate, you'd know. January's normally quiet.
Well, that's not entirely true.
Quiet-ish.
January's kind of a weird month for us. A couple of years ago, we had a very, very quiet January because people were still coming back from holidays and all the rest of it. Last year was the opposite. It was quite busy, but this year's just been even bigger. So it was, it was our biggest January ever. It was equaled our biggest month we've ever had. So it was a really strong start to the year. But the other thing that is interesting is our kind of average lead time in terms of when we get confirmation that a property needs to be staged, and when we do it is around a week. It's fairly short sort of turnaround. At the moment we're seeing a lot more, we're getting a lot of those still, but we're also seeing more lock-in 2-3 weeks in advance. So like I said, the 8th of Feb right now, we've got jobs locked in for the rest of, or throughout the rest of Feb, and some into March. So there's a lot more kind of planning, I think, happening. Maybe that's the right way to put it.
Yeah, because the market's so strong, people are like, well, why not sell? So they're contacting, and interestingly, this is a discussion I'm having with a lot of agents, they're contacting us before they've chosen their agent. So I think that's also reflected in that there are a lot of interstate investors selling, and obviously in Melbourne and Sydney, you style, because if you don't style down there, then it's a negotiation tactic. You haven't done all you can to get the market on the property, so there must be some urgency there. So a lot of those investors are selling up, and that's been reflected. That's what's been reported on realestate.com, everything like that. The bulk of our work at the moment is units, so lots and lots of 2-bed units, 3-bed units coming to the market, and it's a great time for an investor to sell. That return hasn't been there for a long time. Yep. So it's very, very strong. What you were saying is reflected in I'm saying that a lot, actually, reflected in. Agents would standardly have January off. A lot of them would return until that week after Australia Day, and a lot of them work through this year. We actually don't work. Well, there was 1 or 2 agents that actually took January off and recommended their clients not to list during January. And this year they've all worked all the way through. We took 2 weeks off in December, which was nice, but then that feels like it was a really long time ago.
Yes, and we came back straight into it. haven't really had a quiet time since then.
Second truck's coming soon, so that's exciting, and it's going to obviously take a little while to ramp that up to fill him up. But him, I don't know, it's him.
It's a him, is it?
And I have been buying furniture left, right and centre.
Yeah, so we're basically preparing ourselves for more growth this year. We're flat out with the team that we've got, and everybody's working hard, and we're doing everything we need to, but we can see more growth in the market and in Foxy this year. So we've got the second truck on its way. We're investing in stock and furniture, which we need because the warehouse, being this busy, starts to empty. But
it's not empty.
We're preparing. You know, we're purchasing knowing that the rest of the year is going to get busier.
Did you want to say anything about Jake, what we spoke about earlier? How every the pack-ups need to be scheduled strategically.
I'll say that about this week. So this week, one of the things that we're seeing is, because we've had such a big month, the number of beds, mattresses and frames that we use, we're actually getting quite low in our warehouse, and that's one of those things we can go and source quite quickly. So it's
not something we want to own a lot of because they take up a lot of space.
That's right.
The mattresses and bases, we've got frames as well, but mattresses just take up much space.
But this week in particular is an interesting one from that point of view, because we've got only, we've had 3 installs today, so most of the beds are the mattresses, the bases and the frames that we've got in a double size went out this morning. We've only got a couple left in the warehouse right now.
Yep.
And this week we've got another 5 or 6 installs that all need double beds. And the pack-ups that we've got due this week and confirmed have I think it's exactly the right number plus 1.
Yeah.
So the scheduling this week has to be
very strategic.
We have to get the pack-ups at the right time so the beds are available. We could go and buy some more, and we will do that as we're growing, but it's just one of those things, we've actually got them coming back, so we just have to be a bit clever about how we do it in a way that means that they're available.
I have ordered some. They're just not coming until the 10th of Feb, those frames.
Yeah.
So anyway, but we'll be good.
Speaking to other stages and agents, I suppose more Phoebe than Jake, how long are they expecting this growth and demand to last?
Oh, right at while it lasts, Cody.
Yeah.
They don't know. Basically, it's up and up from the forecasting and that migration shift that they published over the weekend. And it's very similar to, I think it was, I could be wrong, in the year 2000, this very, very similar sort of thing happened. It's very cyclical, the market, so up and down. So the market really, really strong, but the interest, the continual interest that agents are seeing in people wanting to buy properties from interstate is what's driving our market. Combined with those investors now selling, then obviously interest rates being at an all-time low, the rental market is really, really tight. So people who can't go find another rental property are forced into being first home buyers, and then everything is just continually pushing itself along. And I think the only sort of reprieve that we have is that what would normally be the international visitors who come and rent the inner city market, they're not there, so that's at least some sort of a reprieve for those people who are in the rental market. But then that could leave a hole there later. That is sort of forecast the inner city rental unit market is going to struggle a little bit towards the end of the year. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But for us, we've seen it's really interesting talking to a lot of agents. Stock is still really, really scarce. So they are looking for listings and really, really trying to find some listings. Not everybody's getting them. So then obviously that's why the market's so competitive. And we are really getting, which is really exciting, a market share of those very scarce listings. So I honestly don't know. I've been too head down, bum up to be able to tell you where all the other stylists in Brisbane are sitting as far as how busy they are. I'm not 100% sure. I know where the agents are sitting, but I'm not 100% sure where the stylists are. So it'd be really interesting to know how busy everybody is because, it's a bit of a crazy market.
That's it for this week's episode. That is 99 episodes in the bag. A reminder that the big 100 episode is next week. So thanks for watching, and we will see you back here next week.